Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me in this video. It is going to be a thorough reading about a 20-year-old missing girl called Sudiksha Konanki. She went missing on the 6th of March from Punta Cana. It is a resort town in the Dominican Republic. She went there on holiday with some friends, with 5 friends. 6 girls together. It was spring break. She is a permanent US resident but originally born in India, and she is a student majoring in biology at Pittsburgh University. They arrived in Punta Cana on the 3rd of March and she went missing in the morning hours of the 6th of March. She made 2 transactions on the 5th of March. One was sent to a Coco Bongo bar in the resort center, and as for the other one, only a sailboat emoji was attached to it, but I don't think these are related to anything at all. It just shows that she was planning to go on a sail trip, I would say, or boat trip. So what happened is that these girls and other young people were drinking in the hotel hall. There was power outage not so much earlier, so they left their rooms and they were partying or drinking still within the hotel. And then at 4:15 a.m. Sudiksha, a guy called Joshua, and some other friends went out to the beach. Sudiksha and Joshua, they had never met before. They just met there. And 4 other people went out there to the beach with them. So there were the 6 of them. And 4 of them, 2 girls and 1 boy and a girl, came back, I think about half an hour later or 40 minutes later. It's visible in the surveillance footage. And Sudiksha never came back. And the guy she was with came back at 9 a.m. without his t-shirt, without his shoes and socks. And when they went out to the beach, the guy was holding Sudiksha. His arm was around her waist. She couldn't walk straight, and the guy was taking a selfie or shooting a video about them. So it's visible that he is holding his left arm on Sudiksha's waist, sort of trying to help Sudiksha to walk straight. And in his left hand, he's holding his phone, taking either a selfie or a video. When they are visible in this footage, when they go out, he wears shoes, socks, shorts, and a t-shirt. When he comes back, he has no shoes, no socks, no t-shirt, just his shorts turned outside. Sudiksha is wearing flip-flops and a very light dress. So what happened is that he came back alone, the guy, and it's visible in the footage that his physical condition is not the best. What he says is that they went out with Sudiksha, the friends came back, and that they were standing in waist-deep water, they were kissing, and a big wave came, and when the wave went back, it hit them and grabbed them, so that he was trying to save Sudiksha from drowning. He was a lifeguard earlier, but he used to work by pools only and not in sea or ocean. He is quite detailed in how he describes all this, saying that he could have lost his life as well, that he was trying to make Sudiksha breathe, and he had to breathe at the same time, and that he was swallowing water, and that he swallowed a lot of water, and that when they reached the beach, the sand, then he was holding Sudiksha in front of him, and he somehow crawled to a bench, and that his last image of Sudiksha was that she was standing in knee-deep water, and he asked her if she felt okay, but he didn't hear her response because he started to throw up because he swallowed a lot of salty water. And he says he didn't feel fine, and then he fell asleep on that bench, and he woke up when the sun started to shine too strongly and the mosquitoes were biting him. And he got up, went back to the hotel room. He thought Sudiksha found her way back. He took his phone from his friends and he went to his room and he went to bed. And some time later, A couple of hours later, one of his friends asked him if he knew where Sudiksha was, and he said he didn't. He thought she came back, and at 4 p.m. on the 6th of March, her friends reported her missing because they couldn't find her anywhere. This is the story. So since then, there has been an intense search going on for Sudiksha, but she hasn't been found yet. And I wanted to ask Tarot about all this and what it says, what it shows, and what I put up from these cards. So it is shown in the cards as well. But definitely, I'm sorry for this, but yes, we are talking about 20-year-old young people. Sudiksha is 20, the guy is either 22 or 24. So yes, we know that this is very often the tendency that they get tipsy or drunk and they want to hook up. No strings attached, no responsibilities. We are on holiday, we are at a very cool place, it's warm, there is beach, there is sand, lots of alcohol. Why not? Let's go out and have fun. So what I feel, and that was my very first feeling, but most probably the very first feeling of many other people, is that he wanted to get her hooked. And she didn't resist, she was quite tipsy. Most probably she didn't say no either. Many argue like why, how come her friends came back to the hotel and left her behind with a stranger. So I don't think this guy looked like a dangerous person. He's also a university student. So I would say it's like, why not? We are having fun, spring break fun in the Dominican Republic. We have just met. You look so pretty. Let's have fun, why not? But I feel it being something sort of decided in him that he would have a fling or he would find a chick, hot girl, a pretty girl with whom he would hook up because it's fun and because this is what many young people really do. So I feel it being sort of purposeful from his part, and I'm sorry to say that, but I feel it being purposeful that he wanted to be alone with her, and his intention when they walked out to the beach almost like strangers because they had never met before, his intention was to have a hook up with a pretty girl. And this pretty girl seemingly agreed or didn't say no. She was laughing, she was happily chit-chatting with him in a tipsy state of mind. And I would say they were like, why not? And most probably the friends were also like, why not? We are having fun, we are on a holiday. So it's arguable why the friends didn't stay there with her or didn't take her home or back in the hotel room, but most probably most people wouldn't bother about it. They would say, okay, I hope you can take care of yourself. I hope you will not do anything dangerous. We don't want to hold the candle for you. So bye, take care of yourself. Okay, I will. Have fun. So if the guy feels guilty, I would say yes. From how Tarot shows it, and him, I would say he feels terribly guilty. But he had no bad intentions. He had such an intention that he wanted to hook up with a pretty girl. The pretty girl didn't say no. And when he says he doesn't know what happened, from how Tarot shows him, I would say he is telling the truth. So he really doesn't know what happened. This is the Eight of Swords. This card fell out of the deck while I was shuffling. Now, I have put 3 sets of 3 cards. And the first card in the first set, this is the Three of Wands. I would say he was even watching the horizon when he woke up so that he remembered that she was with him and he made sure that she's not in the water and there is nothing wrong, so that he checked before he went back to the hotel. I would say he checked that place and he couldn't see her, so he remembered that she was with him. He looked around, he didn't find her. And for him, it was like, okay, then most probably she went back, and he didn't worry. The Six of Wands is the next card. It means success and glory. So I wonder if they really got close or ended up or just wanted to, but I say they ended up, yes. And when he says he saw her in knee-deep water, maybe she just went in the water to wash herself. So this is the only part I doubt, or that it really happened like this. But maybe he saw her in the water and he didn't think of anything bad, or that he passed out not because he was swallowing so much water, but because they ended up and after drinking a lot and hooking up with someone, his brain went off. Really, because we know often men's brain goes off and they can't function after being intimate. I'm not sure what words are allowed here to say. So I am not sure that part is true, that he was saving her from drowning. I would say it was something else, but that they hooked up, then his brain went off. Prior to that, he saw her standing in the water, maybe because she just wanted to wash herself. I would say that version is more credible than the version with the waves. I think he feels guilty, but not that he harmed her. And the Fool is the third card, which is often about being intoxicated, tipsy, doing something foolish, doing something crazy, irresponsibility. So nothing like one wants to harm anyone, but something can happen because of foolishness or irresponsibility. The next set of 3 cards are the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the Four of Cups. The Ten of Swords in the middle, the Eight of Cups on the left, and the Four of Cups on the right. And actually it's my second reading about this case, just I haven't uploaded the first one. So in the first one, there was also a king. And there is a king here as well. Kings, they are men of around 40 or more. So this spread also shows another person, another male person. So the Ten of Swords, it is a bad card. But it really doesn't exclude that something else happened here as well. So it's not just that a wave grabbed her away, but that there was someone to harm her, but it was not this guy, not Joshua. As you see, the King of Wands is under the Ten of Swords, so the King of Wands is already part of the third set of 3 cards. So as for Joshua, I don't see that he harmed her in any ways. I don't think he is absolutely honest about the saving part, but his brain really passed out, so he really wasn't in a condition to be able to think with a clear mind. But this King of Wands, it is definitely not Joshua, but someone around 40. The Eight of Cups, it means walking away from a situation. So why he feels guilty, it is because he abandoned her, even if she was a stranger, but she was a sweet girl that night. For him, she was a sweet girl. Most probably he feels guilty because he couldn't recollect himself so as to check on her. So he left her alone, we could say, because he himself passed out. And I would say he really feels guilty. And the Four of Cups comes on the right of the Ten of Swords. And the Four of Cups, it's about neglect, yes, or feeling bored or annoyed, not a good state of mind. He really feels guilty. This guy really feels guilty for abandoning her. But this combination, the Ten of Swords, Four of Cups combination, even tells me that she was sort of picked up or found by someone, by this King of Wands. And that this King of Wands could see that she was in a vulnerable state of mind. So I wouldn't be surprised if she weren't found in the water, but she would be found elsewhere or at a bigger distance where it's unlikely that the waves pushed her away. And the last 3 cards are the King of Wands, the Two of Swords, and the Hermit. So this card definitely means another male person. Not Joshua, but someone else. The Two of Swords for Joshua means he really doesn't know what happened. He's trying to find it out, but he really doesn't know what happened. And the Hermit comes on the right of the King of Wands. She's a tiny girl. It's not a big deal to pick her up, or it's not a big deal to grab her and walk away in the water, and that would explain why the dogs can't pick up her scent. But this Hermit card makes me feel she was left alone elsewhere by someone else, so that she was sort of alone or in a very vulnerable state of mind. I wouldn't even be surprised if this man, this King of Wands, had been witnessing the two of them being together, and it screwed him on. And when he saw that he passed out, he took advantage of a pretty young girl there. So what Tarot says from these cards, it is that it was not Joshua that harmed her, and this Ten of Swords, it is not about accidents but about foul play. And one more card to this Hermit card. This is the Hierophant. I would say there was someone watching them, knowing about them being there, watching the whole thing from a bit of a distance, from behind the bush, whatever. But there was someone, from how Tarot shows it, there was someone that was there, just watching them or wanting to see what they are doing. And why I am saying this, it is that because the Five of Swords comes with the High Priest, and this is a very bad combination, dark energies. The card at the bottom of the deck, it is the Five of Cups, and it shows Joshua really regretting what happened, but this guy is not guilty in harming her. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you for holding on till the end of this video, and stay well, all of you. Bye bye.